Didn't realize I wasn't supposed to go to. That was silly. We're back. We're back. We are back on YouTube. And this is how we do. We take a social post. Let's see, and then we put a link. Let's go. Oh, hello. Hello. Sorry, I'm back. I'm back. Ooh, someone wants to debate me. Let's see. Let's see. We can send a message and then we can invite. Let's see. StreamYard.com/V2 UC5 WF3 SD. Okay. Let's debate. Cheers. Have a live stream with me so I can educate you. 2 Timothy 4, 3/4, the entire Protestant movement. Let's see what that is. Someone challenged me to debate and they want to, I guess let's see what is in fact 2 Timothy. Let's get it in here like this. Okay. 2 Timothy 4, 3 through 4. Do hey. Okay. Chapter 4, verses 3 through 4. I charge thee before God and Jesus Christ, who shall judge the living and the dead by his coming and his kingdom. Preach the word, be instant in season, out of season, reprove, entreat, rebuke in all patience and doctrine. For there shall be a time when they will not endure sound doctrine, but according to their own desires they will heap to themselves teachers, having itching ears, and will indeed turn away from hearing from the truth, but will be turned into fables. The entire Protestant movement. Yes, I don't deny that. But according to their own desires, they will not endure sound doctrine. Yes, I agree. Interesting. So I guess is he trying to prove to me that Protestants do what this verse says, that they will not endure sound doctrine, but they will accord to their own desires. Hey, Christian Mendez, what's up? What's up from Wisconsin? Have I been to Wisconsin? Have I been to Green Bay? Yeah, I believe so. I believe I've been there. What's up, dude? How are you? What's going on? Yeah, I was streaming and I had to take a break because I had to sell some t-shirts. I had some vintage t-shirts for sale, and I had to meet the person who's going to buy them because it was via Facebook Marketplace. And I met up with him. So I figured I got some time, and my daughter was still napping, but now she's up, but she's watching, a TV show. Is my clock? I haven't moved my clock back because it's 4 Eastern time, but interesting. This is a new Instagram account. Let's see. Let's see if this person actually comes in. Whoa, Macho Nacho, what's up, dude? Everything is good, my guy. How are you? I hope I don't want to dox you or whatever, but I hope the Lone Star State is treating you well. You know what's going on. Sanctifying the Sunday with the family. Oh, yes, indeed. Today's gospel reading, I hope everybody went to Mass. Today's gospel reading was from Matthew, and it was the story about how Jesus healed the sleeping girl, or the girl who died. I don't know if did she actually die, or hold on, let's find out. We're gonna find out because let's see. Matthew, the dead daughter. Thank you. Okay, MatthewBible.com. The dead daughter. Yeah, it was Jairus. And Jairus, I believe, was a very well-known figure in the Jewish community. Was Jairus' daughter dead or near death when he came to see Jesus? Because I believe that she was near dead. She was near dead when Jairus went to Jesus. But when he came back with Jesus, uh, they were told that she died. And then I think Jesus went in there and he's like, what are you guys worried about? She's not dead, she's asleep. And our priest was saying the analogy or the metaphor was that she was saying that she was asleep. When we go to sleep each night, we all anticipate to rise again in the morning. So that I guess when Jesus says she is asleep, the idea that she will be risen from death is what Christ will come to free everybody from death. God's word is perfect, cannot contradict itself. There, okay. The apparent contradiction then is whether Jairus' daughter was dead or near death. It is apparent from the context of each passage that they'll tell the same event. Matthew didn't record the first statement of Jairus. Matthew may have simply omitted the initial statement of Jairus and instead focused on the second one, which he alone recorded. Although, as it inferred from Luke, this theory is merit because Matthew is the only one to also omit that some people came from Jairus' house and told him that his daughter had just died. Right. So chronologically, Jairus told Jesus his daughter was near death, and this was recorded in Mark and Luke. And then when he got word his daughter was dead, he told Jesus the second time and used a phrase that is recorded in Matthew. There's also worth knowing that MR, blah, solution 2, proposed events, no contradiction, different focal points. Perhaps Jairus, being intimately familiar with the Torah, had in mind Elijah and Elisha, who God had given the power of being able to resurrect the dead, in both instances using physical contact with the recently deceased. Perhaps he had heard of Christ's healing powers and dared hope they would be sufficient to the task. Records that while Jairus was walking with him, Jesus healed a woman with a blood issue. Jairus, therefore, was an eyewitness to the power of Christ even before they reached his house. Let's see. The parallel accounts, Jesus' conversation with the... it's too much to go on a stream, right? Let's get out of this. Our kids are napping. Where do you post most of your content? I post mostly to Instagram. In the Latin rite, it was the miracle of the multiplication of the loaves. That was the gospel reading? Oh, interesting. I'm trying to remember because I had my 62 missile on me. And So annoying. You can't rely on Wi-Fi at all, so let me just make sure that I actually am. Yes, Ethernet connected. Okay, goodness. I'm sorry. You might as well go back to watching Kingdom of Heaven. What part are you up to, Max? I wanna know what part you're up to. Does this guy think I'm Protestant? Like, wait a minute. What's going on here? What is actually going on here? This is funny. Please join the link. This is so fun. I think this guy thinks I'm Protestant. Okay, now he sees that I'm Catholic. Major fail. So he was that's what I was saying. I was like, "Yeah, this post," I was like, "Yeah, your comment made sense to me." Okay. It's very, I don't know, it's hard to dead center in the movie, Saladin has crossed the Jordan. Oh, no. Salahadin has crossed the Jordan. I really hope Max, have you seen Kingdom of Heaven before? This is your first time, right? Okay, so I'm not gonna ruin it for you. Nobody ruin it for Max in the chat. I think they will actually do this. So Matt, turn it off. They will, or Max, turn it off. They will 100% ruin this for you in the chat. It's a great movie. Yeah, I guess. First viewing, Max, turn it off because I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to talk about the movie. So let me know that you're leaving. Be like, yes, I'm leaving, and then leave. And talk for a second about Kingdom of Heaven because it's fresh in my mind. So I want to talk about it. And then when you're done with the movie, you can come back and watch it. So I'm just waiting for Max to let me know that he's left the chat, and he probably has because there's only 2 people left in the chat. So. Okay, so here we go. 3, 2, 1. I'm going to talk about Kingdom of Heaven. Why were the Knights Templars actually that horrible, or were they just being portrayed as being horrible for whatever reason? Because we know um, the historical inaccuracies and accuracies are kind of in and out. Um, okay, God bless you too. God bless you too, Max. Everybody wishes that you have a fun time watching Kingdom of Heaven for the first time because it seems like uh, what's his name, uh, Balian, um, who's Godfrey's son, Balian of Ibelin, that he was actually born in Ibelin, that he wasn't living in France, right? Like he was actually he was born in Jerusalem. I think that was the real historicity of that. He was actually born in Jerusalem. He didn't he didn't have to travel to Jerusalem. But it just seems like the Knights Templar were kind of bad guys, bad dudes, and whoever Balian joined up, I believe it was um, not Tacitus, but he had a very Roman name, and I can't remember the name. That wasn't even his real name either. But whoever Jeremy Irons played, and whoever the Knight Hotelier played, they seem to be on the better side of the knights and of the crusaders as far as their morals and their chivalry and all that kind of stuff. Okay, Christian, uh, what are your long-term goals for your channel and what do you do for a living? And lastly, what parish do you attend? Um, well, there's really no long-term goals for the channel for the YouTube. I used to host a podcast with a guest, and we got popular somewhat fast, and then we talked about stuff that the normies on YouTube didn't really like, so our growth was stunted a little bit by that. And it would help every now and then when we would have, some more well-known guests on the show. But Instagram was growing, YouTube was steadily growing. Both of those um, outlets got kind of stunted and shadow banned, throttled, and stuff like that. So people weren't being alerted when we would post new content. So this channel is just to hang out and do lives because I often get banned from Instagram lives for a while. So I'll just come onto YouTube and do some streaming. No long term goal there. I work in menswear for a living. So hopefully, I think that's going to change where I move into the world of luxury watches and jewelry pretty soon. So basically, sales. I've been working in sales for a while. The show is called "I'm Doing Great," and you can actually all the interviews and all the episodes are on this current channel. You just go to videos and all the live streams. So it's called "I'm Doing Great." The straw is not effeminate. It delivers. Straws are good if you burp, and if you're burping, you just take a couple sips via straw, and that totally eliminates the burp. There was this company that went into Shark Tank to pitch a product where it was just a straw, but it was constructed in such a way that I believe it took either more air in to end hiccups, not burping. So if you had hiccups, the straw would end the hiccup. I don't remember what the product was called, but the show was called "I'm Doing Great." Thank you guys for joining. But yeah, the Knights Templar in Kingdom of Heaven, bad dudes, bad guys. They were pretty bad guys. Let's see, Knights Templar, Kingdom of Heaven. I believe that there were some historical accuracies, being that the guy who killed Saladin's sister actually did so. Let's see here. We don't want to invite, we want to present. Let's see. Let's go to Reddit. Are the Blue Knights in Kingdom of Heaven fictional, or are they supposed to, portray a certain order? David. Oh no. Okay, so here it is. David Duellis plays a hospitalier in the movie, and he's wearing a black tunic with a white cross, which is what the real hospitaliers wore. It also seemed like Taylor's character is some kind of angel or something. Yes, that's what I heard about that. The movie also has knights dressed in white tunics and red crosses, which is unusual uniform in the Templars, but it implies or directly states that Guy of Lusignan and his faction are Templars, which was definitely not true. Oh. The other major military order was the Teutonic Knights, who had the opposite colors from the Hospitallers. They wore a white tunic with a black cross, but they didn't exist yet in the period that Kingdom of Heaven is set. The guys with the blue uniforms are supposed to be the regular Knights of the Kingdom. They're not supposed to be any specific military order, but it was costuming choice to make all the knights have the same uniform and be easily identifiable on screen. Similarly, Baldwin IV's face mask was apparently meant to avoid having to give Edward Norton expressive, time-consuming leper makeup like the old king in Braveheart, who isn't on screen as much. In reality, knights who weren't part of the military order just wore whatever they owned. There was no consistent uniform for them. Very, very interesting. That's what I had thought. I did think that. Interesting. Because, let's see, if we look at some of these images like this. So these are supposed to be the Knights Templar who are always yelling, "God wills it." They're just always yelling, "God wills it. God wills the war." Let's see. And so Jeremy Irons, is, I guess, wearing just the Knights of Jerusalem. Like there's no. Oh, this is probably, what is this from? This is probably from the director's cut because we don't know who this is. I didn't see that. And this is supposed to be the Hospitaller Knights, which is who this guy is. That guy was pretty based. I liked him. Yeah, I gotta watch the director's cut. Apparently, the director's cut is, the way to go. The historical accuracy of Kingdom of Heaven. I hope it's not a video. Three Brothers film. Let's see. Let's see what this has to say. Oh, no. Okay, let me share that screen. We'll remove that, and then we'll share screen. Stop screen. No, present, share screen. Okay, we'll do that. Okay, let's see. Okay. Oh, here we go. Okay. However valid these criticisms were, many of them were muted by the release of a 192-minute director's cut of the film, which was both more historically accurate and artistically satisfying. Important historical episodes like the crowning of the young King Baldwin V were added back into the film, and the characters' motivations were made clearer with the extra running time. Ah, okay. So that's what that is. Because King Edward or King Baldwin the Fourth was played by Edward Norton, the famous leper king of Jerusalem. So this would be, whose son is that though? While it may be going too far to take the view of Dr. Hammond Shabby and say you will not go eternally, Kingdom of Heaven. In Kingdom of Heaven, Crusaders are seen mostly in a negative light, with Reynald de Chatillon, Guy de Lusignan, and the Templars occupying the necessary roles of villains. And this is the perception that I got for watching the movie. The depiction of Reynald is the most historically accurate portrait of any character in the film. Oh, and I think Reynald de Chatillon, he was the one who killed Salahadin's sister. Very important. According to a contemporary Muslim historian, Ibn al-Iskir, Prince Reynald, Lord of Kerak, was one of the greatest and wickedest of the Franks, the most hostile to the Muslims and the most dangerous to them. As the film depicts, Reynald had a running rivalry with Saladin, raiding his caravans and even capturing his sister in a raid that became the provocation for Saladin's invasion of Jerusalem. Even Christian historians agreed that Reynald was an evil figure. William of Tyre saw Reynald's aggression towards Muslims and his legal raiding of caravans as the pretext for the loss of the Kingdom of Jerusalem. 12th century Muslim view of Crusaders was that they were courageous and skilled warriors, but barbaric in all other aspects. So Kingdom of Heaven certainly portrays the Crusaders in such a light, although King Baldwin IV and Tiberius are seen as moderates with a philosophical commitment to religious pluralism, things they were not in reality. Reynald, Guy, and the Templars embody the ultraviolent religious fanaticism that the Crusades are known for. I take issue with that. I believe that the Crusades, at least at the outset, were necessary because Jerusalem and the Holy Lands were taken over by the Muslims. So it was a defensive crusade, the first one anyway, to recapture the Holy Land from the Muslims, from the Mohammedans. In actuality, Guy de Lucien was a little more than an ineffective king who had won the heart of Sibylla. However, because the film includes a romance between Balian and Sibylla, the need for an antagonist to Balian arises, and Guy is made more villainous to fill the role. He is a counterpoint to Balian, a knight who demonstrates all the negative. Together, Reynald, Guy, and the Templars become both an embodiment of our 21st century view of the barbaric Crusaders and a reflection of the arch villain of our own time, the religious fanatic. The arch villain of our own time. When was this written? Oh, 2012. Okay. I mean, still, it doesn't make sense that the arch villain of our time would be Christianity as a whole. It is no accident that because Kingdom of Heaven was made after the terrorist attacks of September 11th, the film depicts violence done in the name of religion as the ultimate evil. Templars' belief in the divine authority, God wills it, and their overzealous hatred of Muslims define them as such. The film ignores the fundamental Crusader concept that violence done in the name of God can be good and just because such a concept is impossible to relate to the modern moviegoer. Modern audience see violence done in the name of religion is indisputably evil. Medieval opinions. This is why the heroes of Kingdom of Heaven are religious skeptics and the Templars are the film's villains. The heroes aren't necessarily even religious skeptics. They're just having their own inner religious turmoil. They're fighting their own spiritual battles. So I don't think they're necessarily religious skeptics. In order to relate to the modern audience, the villains had to embody the Crusaders he has come to be seen in the post-colonial world. In medieval Christendom, there existed two opposing views of Saladin. One was that he was a murderous, infidel prince, an apocalyptic figure connected with the end times concepts from the book of Revelation. The other was a romanticized infidel king, the best of the non-Christian rulers as portrayed in the Divine Comedy by Dante. The version of Saladin found in Kingdom of Heaven is the latter. Saladin is viewed as a humanist ruler. When Balian first meets Tiberius, Tiberius commits that Saladin and the king between them would make a better world. Okay, this is an eyes. Hmm. Okay, I don't even want to like get muddled down in doing the in doing that. I'm looking for a Catholic salesman influencer. Let me know if we can connect and see if we can help each other out. Yeah, just send me a DM on Instagram, I guess. Okay, that's it. There's only one person in here. God bless.